What's up guys, it's Jeremy. Now, it's been a while since I've done a Galaxy S6 active video. The last one I did was about sending my phone back to Samsung to get fixed. And I sent it back around the 25th is when they printed their label. And it is like the 18th of July, and I still don't have it back. Last update I got, they're sending it back. I have the tracking code. They actually sent it next day, so I think I should get it Monday. Now it said signature required, so I'm going to have to deal with that mess, being at work and everything, but we'll see. So stay tuned for that, because I want to do an unboxing video of my fixed phone, just to see how they fixed it, and if it is my phone, because I do know of all the scrapes and stuff that it has gotten. So it'd be interesting to see if they just gave me a new phone. Anyway, in the meantime, I wanted to do a video where I just kind of answer everyone's questions. I've uploaded, half a dozen Galaxy S6 active videos, and there's been a lot of questions in the comment section, and some of them I've answered, but then some of them, if you've seen how YouTube works, you can't respond to everyone's questions. So I thought I would just answer a lot of them here, and I'm going to put them in the description below if you don't feel like listening to this whole video. It may be something good just to listen to while you're getting ready in the morning. So I have everyone's comments printed out, just so you have an idea. This is going to be a pretty long video. Okay, so Ryan McNabb asked, so I tried to take my Galaxy S6 active snorkeling this weekend and get some great underwater photos, but it didn't work out well. I was never able to get it function properly, even though it was in the aqua mode. The screen started freaking out, so I took it out and dried it, and it works fine, except now the USB port is non-functional. No charging or data. Only way to charge it is wirelessly. Blah blah blah. So one thing I've noticed, if your Galaxy S6 active gets wet, it doesn't have a little plug to protect the charging port, which is completely fine. However, if you try to charge your phone when it's still kind of wet or moist, it's not going to charge. So after you've used it, give it a good 6 hours just to be sure. And you may get a message where the device thinks it's docked, but just ignore it, it's fine. Tyler Martin asked, I have the S4 active and I don't have the safety latch. Will it still be waterproof? The S4 active doesn't have the same technology as the S6 active, so I would say no, it's not waterproof, don't chance it. Will Kleesner, sorry if I messed up your last name, asked, you don't have to cover the charge port, do you? No, on the S6 active, you don't have to cover the charge port. It doesn't even come with anything to cover the charge port, which is actually one big reason why I didn't like the S5 active. It was kind of water resistant, but they gave you a thing to charge the port, to cover the port, and it was so annoying. I'm going to mess up everyone's name, I'm sorry in advance. Icekit Catino asks, can I have your S6 active after you're done with all your tests? No. Right now I have my Nexus 6 as my daily driver, but I intend to use my S5. Did I just call this an S6? My Nexus 6 as my daily driver, and the S6 active I'm going to use once it comes back, just because I like the smaller size. So no, you can't have it. What's the difference between the S6 and the S6 active? Keegan Yap asked that. Okay, there's not a lot of differences. The S6 and the S6 active both are identical in terms of camera, processor, memory as far as the 32 gigs. The S6 active you cannot upgrade to 64 or 128. It just comes in the 32 variety. Software is exactly the same, except the S6 active has the active button on the side, which you can use to program to do whatever you want when you click it. The S6 active doesn't have a fingerprint reader. Let's see what else. Both screens the same, both cameras the same. The S6 Active is, of course, waterproof and drop proof and dust proof and shock proof and all that good stuff. The S6 Active has a bigger battery, 3,500 milliamp hours versus 2,550 milliamp hours, I believe, in the S6. Of course, the S6 Active has the sturdier case, so if you want something sleek and sexy, go with the S6. If you want something more rugged, go with the S6 Active. However, personally, I don't think the S6 Active is that bad looking. It's still pretty thin, and it doesn't look bad. I'm not a fan of the camo colors, but the regular black is perfectly fine. I think that's all the differences. Please excuse me if I forgot some. Jeremy, could... all these weird names. Callahan, I can pronounce that. Callahan Hemp asks, Jeremy, could you check your device for creaking spots under the volume rocker and on the bottom of the phone under the back key / home key? I had it feel like glue wasn't stuck down correct, so I exchanged it and my new one has this exact problem. I'm curious if it will affect the IP68 certification. Now, I don't have my phone with me because, like I said, it's coming back to me from Samsung. But I do recall under one of the buttons, it felt kind of loose. It does feel like something's unstuck, but I don't think it's going to affect the IP68 certification. You could constantly return it until you get one that you like, but I wasn't really concerned, especially after I dropped it several times. Rough Buster says, many thanks for all your S6 Active videos. Good amount of testing there to convince me that this is the phone for me. Would love to see a video on how the phone comes back from Samsung. That's coming, so be sure that you're subscribed to know when that happens. Stephen Steven asks, does it have to be distilled water? Can it be purified water from a bottle? This is in reference to when I went snorkeling with my S6 Active in salt water. It doesn't have to be distilled water, but distilled water has no impurities in it. So it's going to take out any of the salt from the phone, which is why I chose that. I put my phone in no more than 6 inches of water. Now it won't stop saying dock is connected over and over again. Is this normal? I'm just going to stop saying who asked these questions. I'll put everything in the description box, okay? Yes, it is. Well, it shouldn't happen, but it is normal. It happened to my phone. The phone just thinks something's connected. I would imagine there's some minerals in the water. I would imagine as it's drying, it's probably messing with the circuitry on the phone. Just to let it completely dry out. If you want to put your phone in a little thing of rice, that would help get the water out faster, but it shouldn't affect anything. I wonder what would happen if you had it face up, because face down pushed the screen into the pavement. This was in regards to my video where I ran my S6 Active over with my car. Now, I was going to do it face up, because I saw some videos where the iPhone 6 survived that. But I did it face down because there was a little lip around the screen, and I thought for sure it would protect it. Like, I was honestly really pissed when the screen was cracked, because I thought for sure it would be fine. I did all my other tests with absolute certainty that they would be okay, because I'm not going to spend $700 on a phone and just destroy it. But, lesson learned for me, it's getting fixed. $200 down the drain, not that big a deal. Where did you buy it off contract? I bought it at Best Buy. You could buy it at AT&T as well. It has to be in the US though. I haven't seen it international. I know you edited the drop test video. Don't even lie, you liar pants. What am I going to get from doing that? I work for Samsung. I have about 80 Galaxy S6 Actives at my disposal, and I drop them, and then I show you one that I just kind of dinged around a little bit. It's all employed by Samsung. I'm paid by them. You caught me. I wish they'd pay me. Did you like the Galaxy S6 Active enough to get another one now that it is destroyed? What is your daily phone? Yes, I'm getting my S6 Active fixed. And I will be using that as my daily phone because I really liked the camera. I really liked the phone. I didn't like TouchWiz, but it's okay. Right now, like I've said, my Nexus 6 is my daily driver until the Galaxy S6 Active comes back. There are other tech bloggers and review sites that drop this phone test already. No need for you to do it unless it's for the views, then I guess it's okay. There are so many people out on the internet doing the same exact thing. But one thing I noticed, I got this phone the day it came out, and I didn't waste any time. I did my unboxing, I did drop tests, I did everything really quickly, and that's the only reason my videos got popular. If you look at my channel, every S6 Active video that has to do with my drop tests and stuff has at least 30,000 views. One's about to hit 60,000. Now that's not a lot for most people, but I liked it, and I don't really think anyone else has done any really strenuous tests on the Galaxy S6 Active, so that's where my little niche came in. So forget you. Any idea what Samsung did to make the Active waterproof? I know there are companies that you send your device to and they put a hydrobaric chamber that coats the internals with a waterproofing agent. I wonder if this is the same method used by Samsung. I wouldn't doubt that there's some type of hydrophobic coating. I know on the screen there is, but the device itself is completely sealed. Now the S4 and S5 Active had this issue where the back would come off and water would flood in, and that would get rid of the waterproofing. Even the S6 Active, the SIM card tray, has a little rubber seal around it. So that tells me that the internals aren't perfectly waterproof, but I would imagine if some water gets in there, it's not going to be the end of the world. Samsung should be paying you. Great video and underwater footage. On my phone, even just sitting in a spot to take a picture, it seems like the autofocus will continually be going. Seems annoying. Maybe the same thing you were seeing with the auto zooming. I did order Bodyguard's pure tempered glass protector in 3 cases. It's just too bad you can't replace the battery on this phone, as it probably would last me 5 years. It's a great phone. I agree that S6 Active is a great phone, but I do think that to have a true waterproof phone, it needs to be completely sealed. And if that means sending it to Samsung to replace the battery, then so be it. And thank you for the good comments about the video. I do wish Samsung would pay me, but sadly I'm not popular enough for that to happen. Can you charge this phone wirelessly as well? Yes, you can. I have this little Samsung wireless Qi charger, and it works with my Nexus 6 and Galaxy S6 Active. Could you tell me how much available storage there was when you first turned the phone on? I'm curious just how much bloatware there is this time around, and how much of the advertised 32 gigs can be used. Also, are any of the preloaded apps uninstallable so you can get more space? There was about 24 gigs available when I first turned it on. All of the apps are mostly AT&T bloatware. You can disable them, but that's not going to get you the space back. I would advise to disable them all. I think that helps with the battery life a little bit. Thanks for your videos. I'm getting this phone at the end of July, and I'm curious if it has a fingerprint scanner. Also, what are your opinions of the phone as a whole? No fingerprint scanner. And my opinions on the phone as a whole, I love that it has a big battery. It has a bigger battery than the Note 4. I love that it's rugged. I love that you can just throw it around. But I also like that they didn't compromise. It has everything that the Galaxy S6 has, plus the ruggedness, minus the fingerprint scanner. Did you have any issues charging your phone after the water test? My kids took the Galaxy S6 Active into the pool today. It was underwater maybe 2 minutes total, and it's been having issues charging. Like I mentioned before, after the phone gets wet, you need to wait a good amount of time for it to completely dry out. It's just a phone, dork. This was probably in regards to when I was about to drop my S6 Active down the stairs, down the ladder onto the tile, and I said my heart was pounding. Yeah, I just paid $700 for it. Just because it's a phone doesn't mean I wasn't nervous. T-Mobile SIM test please. Would like to know if it will work on T-Mobile. This device can be unlocked and work on T-Mobile, not a problem. Did Samsung send this you to review? No, and I wish. Samsung, if you want me to review the Note 5, my email is below. Contact me now, please. Where's the micro SD card slot? On some other phone. Was this your personal phone that you took through a torture test? It was my personal phone in regards to I had to pay for it myself and I intended to use it. I have other phones, so I wouldn't be phoneless if this phone ended up breaking, though. This dude has to be stoned. Okay, this was a first. With these videos, people said I was stoned or high or depressed. One person said, looks like my dad abused me. I've never done drugs in my life. My dad never abused me. And I'm completely happy, so yeah. YouTube comments are hilarious. You can't take them seriously, and I certainly don't. So keep them coming. Negative or not, I don't care. Thank you very much, Jeremy, for your in-depth coverage of the S6 Active. I'm really interested in this phone, and only your channel provides all the info I need. That's really good. I actually did see that. When the S6 Active came out, like I said, I got out as much content as I could, because that's the only thing I have right now. I don't have enough subscribers or viewers to get my videos really popular. I got my Camel Blue Active on Friday. Loving the 3500 milliamp hour battery. One thing I did notice, and didn't see you do it, there were films over the camera and LED that you need to remove. That blew my mind. There was actually like a little protective film over the camera and the LED. So thank you for the comment. I already replied to you before, but I just wanted to mention that. If you have an S6 Active, try to peel at the lens and the LED. Maybe you'll get some stuff off. It's very rewarding. Does the camera have optical image stabilization like the S6? There's no reason for me to believe that it doesn't. And I even played with some settings on the phone and I thought I found it, so take that as a yes. Can you make a waterproof test for the Galaxy S6 Active? Thanks, I just got it and I'm not sure I want to submerge it in the water just yet. I've done several. Check out my S6 Active playlist on my channel or in the description box for that. Does it lag? How's the battery life? It doesn't lag. It's a flagship phone, so it's going to work really well, especially right after coming out. Battery life is great. 3500 milliamp hour battery is really good. However, it wasn't as good as I thought. However, times two, I have the Facebook app on it, and that thing really sucks your battery life. So I uninstalled the Facebook app, and it actually got a lot better. So keep that in mind. That's just a tip for you. The Facebook app really sucks battery life. Dude, this is sick. You should do a pull test and screen durability test too. This was in relation to my drop test. So I did a beach test and fish tank test, so there's your pull test. And screen durability test, I ran it over with my car and it cracked it. So it's just like any other Gorilla Glass. It's nothing fancy. Can you run it over with a car? I'm curious, lol. Yeah, I ran it over with my car, and it's mostly your fault that my screen cracked. So I'll be sending you the bill for the $200. Well, that's it, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed my 6 pages worth of Galaxy S6 Active questions. I would assume I've answered every possible question about this device. If I didn't, leave it in the comment section below. And if you liked this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. That means I will do other videos like this. And if you really like this video, be sure to subscribe to my channel. I make new videos all the time. Well, I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good night. Bye.